Aloha mai kako, everyone. Welcome to episode 72 of the Moana Nui Podcast. Tonight is such a special episode. We're really
Yes.
excited to bring this beautiful, talented, multifaceted woman business owner, actor, musician, radio personality, woman, queen, all of the good things. But
Yes.
before we bring her on, let us introduce ourselves for those who might be new to the Moana Nui podcast. My name is Moana, and I am the host and founder of tonight's show. I also am a children's author of the Adventures of Nakua and Nohea children's book series, editor and publisher here at the Wildcard Chronicles and Burning Spear Comics. Of course, a champion of the BIPOC community and our wonderful independent creatives who are so hardworking out in these streets, killing
Yes.
the game, keeping us entertained during
Yes.
COVID shutdown, bringing the heat, and now that things are coming back, killing it on the art floor. So all of these wonderful people, I am here. But
Yes.
let me introduce you and turn it over to my favorite person, my partner in crime, the lady who keeps me in order. And it's hard to keep me in order. My sis, Dana Morgan.
Hi, everyone. For those that may or may not know me, I am Dana. I am a cosplay, event and con staff photographer. You probably see my photography with Dragon Con, Anime Week in Atlanta, MomoCon, and even with DC Comics. I am also a voice actor and an event planner and a whole lot more. And now I'm going to hand it over to this dynamo, this Renaissance woman of our time, this woman that makes the yin to my yang on this show, the one impeccable Moana.
Oh, my sis, she cracks me up. Okay, never mind. Enough about me. Let us bring our guest on. Let me give you an introduction about her, because as I talked about her already, she's amazing. But our guest tonight is Miss Karan Ashley. She's had a career as an actress, a singer, a TV host, a radio DJ, reality star, a writer, a TV and film producer. I mean,
I can hear the screams all across the U.S. right now. Ah! Yes, screaming faint, screaming faint.
It's morphin time. I wish I had the sound effects. That's right. So Karan began her entertainment career as a child singer in the girl group Crush, known for their song Let's Get Together on the Mo Money soundtrack. After getting the acting bug, she got her big break when she went to an open call audition and landed the role of Aisha, the yellow Power Ranger, on the #1 kids show in America, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. She has graced our scenes in working as a guest star and recurring character on shows like Hanging with Mr. Cooper, The Steve Harvey Show, One-on-One, The Parkers, Kenan Kel, and so much more. She later shifted gears and started a career in radio and guest DJ with KKDA's K104 in Dallas.
Yes.
Also writing and producing her own film and series. She also co-founded RangerStop, a fan-based convention where Power Ranger and pop culture align, which for us is happening next month, and you should be there. So let us welcome the wonderfully talented Karan Ashley.
Hey! Oh my goodness, I need you to introduce me every day of my life. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah. Okay. Why does my life not seem so great? But it sounds great.
Oh yes, it is great.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you so
you,
much.
ladies. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and so we told her a little bit before the show. We had a special surprise for her. So you're going to bring someone else on. And this is our friend, our show sponsor of Chat and Draw, Mr. Mike Watson, who is making his guest appearance tonight.
Yay!
Yes.
What's up?
Yes.
If you would have told me that Moana and Dana were going to introduce me, and then Karen, the yellow Power Ranger, would be before I came on, I'd have told you, shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth. I love it. Oh my gosh. Hello.
Hello.
I always tell people, I'm like, guys, think about this. Like when you were 5, 7 years old, like you probably were like, oh man, I just one day want to meet the Power Rangers. And I'm like, now look at us. We're all like hanging out. We're all friends. This is a sign that life works out eventually the way we want it. So those dreams of us being millionaires and billionaires, it will work out eventually.
Exactly. Yes.
She's so right. Because I damn sure was watching Power Rangers like, man, I want to hang out with her.
And that wish came true
And
tonight.
here it is. Oh,
Yeah.
yay.
So while we're interviewing tonight, Mike will be in the background. He's going to be drawing something special just for you. And
I am honored. Wow. Very cool, guys. Such a great surprise. Thank you.
you're welcome. So, I mean, Dana and I, we like to start with the Pico or the origin story for those who might be watching and perhaps like we're hiding under a rock and don't know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and maybe one fun fact about your hometown.
Okay. Okay. I'm from Odessa, Texas, originally. I grew up in Dallas. I moved there when I was about 5 years old. And it was great. Like I knew since I was 3 that I wanted to be in the entertainment industry some way, somehow. Like there are pictures of me like with the microphone, like at every age of my life. I guess a fun fact, I was switched at birth, luckily with my cousin, but we were born within hours of each other and they switched us and we were with the wrong parents for a day. And then they figured it out. He got sick and he needed I think he needed something medical and they realized the wrong baby was with the wrong family.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, but it's funny because when my mom first got pregnant, they told her you're having a boy. And so she was like, oh, finally, I'm the last, I'm the baby. But back then, I guess it wasn't 3D or 4D like it is now. They got it wrong. And so when she had me, my dad is a paramedic and he was on call. So he wasn't with her and she was drugged up. And so back then they kind of would almost put you to sleep. So all she remembered was having her baby, but she didn't know. And so when she woke up, they brought her my cousin and she had the boy that she wanted for a few hours. And then reality set in. She had another damn girl. But I think she's happy with how it all turned out.
Yeah. Wow.
Like crazy,
Well,
right?
I know we all deal with that.
Yes.
I know my parents wanted a boy.
Yeah. I was like, I was raised like a boy. Like I like football, I like basketball. I was a total tomboy, and it wasn't until I liked boys when I became a teenager that I was like, oh, I need to look like a girl for them to like me back. So then I changed it back up. I got real girly. But yeah, I was the boy they never had.
Wow. Now, of course, you just mentioned as a young woman born and raised in Odessa, Texas, and being of mixed Afro-Mexican descent, was learning your culture and the traditions important to you and your family?
Yeah. I mean, I'm the only child my mom and dad had. So I have 2 sisters. My mom has I have 2 older sisters with my mom, and they're Mexican. And I'm a black woman. She had a black baby. It's not like I look like I don't think I look mixed. My dad did have 3 other daughters, and they look more, of mixed race than I do. I look like I'm a black woman. So yeah, it was for me. It was like, in Texas, guys, it's the South. So it's like, I honestly can say before I moved to LA, I didn't know any other cultures other than black and white. And I think where it was like maybe one Asian kid that I knew. Like, that's how segregated things are there. And so thankfully I moved to I mean, I was in Crush. I got started doing that when I was 12, and we would travel the world. So I saw everything and was exposed to this beautiful, colorful world of every race and cultures I'd never seen before. And, in the entertainment industry, that's one industry that behind the scenes has never, I mean, it's segregated, but it's never been like, you can meet so many different cultures behind the scenes. We fight to get in front of the camera, but behind the scenes, we are able to get jobs and do different things. So for me, it was just eye-opening. It was so amazing. And I remember, elementary school, being the only Black kid in the whole school, like one of two out of the whole school, and so I remember in junior high I got to choose where I could go. And I was smart enough to where they would bus me wherever I wanted to go. And so I picked a predominantly Black school. And my mom was kind of like, she wasn't against it, but she was kind of like, really, that's what you want to do? And I go, I have no idea who I am. And although I'm of mixed culture, and although I've been raised in a Mexican household my whole life, I have no idea what it means to be a Black woman. And I have no idea, I don't have any idea what that is. And not that my dad wasn't in my life, but he lived 5 hours away from me. So my interaction with my dad was every summer, Christmas, spring break. Like, it was, it was like segments of my life. It wasn't like I was just around my cousins or my family. So my mom was like, well, go do what you got to do. And from junior high to high school, I mean, I went to a predominantly Black school, and that was the best thing I could have ever done, because I realized in that moment how special we were, and how, my hair wasn't hard to comb. It was the way it was supposed to be. It was like all the things that you think or people put on you when you're in a more, when you're the minority, really the minority, you realize that all that is wrong, and all of that is not what you should carry in your life. And so I always say God gives you everything you need. And at that moment, he gave me that. And it's funny because I was in when I got in Crush, one of the members, I always would call her Malcolm X, because she was like the militant one. Like, she was so like militant and so like, but I told her, like, we were together just like 3 weeks ago, and we were just talking, and I said, you know what, you really added value to my life. And she goes, what? And I go, you were so militant, but it just made me realize how we have to fight and how we have to stand up for ourselves, and how, like, I didn't know that. I said, you don't know that until someone teaches you that, you don't know your value until you know your value. And my mom, she loves me, but she couldn't teach me how to be a Black woman. You know what I'm saying? So it took that exposure, and it took her willingness to allow me to find myself. So I had to thank her for that. My girl Christy in Crush, she's that's my sister soldier right there in real life.
I love that.
Yes.
So we talk a little bit, you mentioned about Crush, and your career as a musician. How did that all come about? And how did you get to work with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who to me are two of the legends of the 90s?
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God, my life is I feel like my life is just full of blessings. It was funny because when I was 12, there was a local show, K104, the show that you mentioned earlier that I got to guest DJ on. I actually, they had like a show, like a local show where it was kind of like Soul Train, and people could audition to be dancers, and they had and like the boys were going to perform. So of course I was there because I just wanted to meet the boys, and I think Jackson 5, like 3 members of the Jackson 5 were going to be there. So I was like, I'm all over this. Right. So I had to lie about my age because you had to be 16 to audition. I was 12. So I did the math, went up there and lied, and I was like, where was my mom? But I have no idea where she was, but I figured out a way to get up there with one of my best friends, and we auditioned for the show. And it's so weird because Christy, who was in Crush, she was also there. And the guys who ended up being my managers, Tim Grace and Rondé, they were actually working with the production, and they were like, kind of, processing everyone and getting everyone in. And Tim saw me and Christy together, and he said, just randomly, like we're wanting to put together a girls group. Do you girls sing? And we're like, yeah. And we like just started singing, and like, I mean, we probably sounded terrible. And he saw something in us, because what he said he saw was that we weren't afraid. And he was like, we can get them vocal coaches. We can teach them how to dance. We can get them choreographers. We can give them stylists. We can do whatever we need to do to get them ready. But we need girls that aren't afraid. And so me and Christy, and we eventually got a third member. We just started working, and like literally within a year, they told us, if you work hard, you're gonna debut at the Hard Rock Cafe, and we're gonna have this huge showcase. You're gonna be the headliner, but you got to work for it. So I mean, literally, we gave up everything, every activity we would have had in high school. We gave it all up, and our focus was Crush. But at the same time, Tim was sending, our demo out to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. He was sending it out to Babyface. He sent it to Motown. He sent it to quite a number of people. And later, when I become really good friends with Jimmy and his family, like he said that they would, like, every week they would get like a fax, and it would say Crush is coming, or they would get like a video of us just hanging out as teenagers and just talking. And he goes, what we loved about you girls were that you were very professional. You obviously had talent, but you also were just normal teenage girls. And we could tell the people around you allowed you to be that. And so within a year, we got offered a record deal. We did our big performance, and we started sending them that stuff, and we were signed within a year. And it just went from there. We started working on our album. The Mo Money soundtrack kind of came down the wire, and we got to work with so many amazing people. And I always credit Crush as my work ethic. Like, that was my boot camp on how you have to be in life in order to accomplish things. Like, you've got to work, you got to sacrifice everything for what you want. And I had my first audition in Crush as an actress. And then I was like, I love Crush, but I know I need to be an actress. I didn't get that audition. It was for Sister Act 2, but I got the acting bug, and I was like, I got to do this. The minute I graduate, I'm moving to LA. I don't know how. I'm going to sleep on somebody's floor. I'm going to do something. Luckily, I booked Power Rangers before all that happened, but but yeah, that's kind of the story. Long story short.
That's awesome.
Now, of course, for having that passion of music and singing, we have to ask, who were some of your favorite musical artists, group or otherwise, and which musicians inspired you?
Everybody, but I think like the biggest thing was, and it was really the people who were around us, which Janet Jackson, obviously we'd see her at the studio. She was so amazing. Like, she would come to our rehearsals. She would give us notes, tell us what we should do better, what we needed to work on. I mean, and then she's like Janet Jackson. I'm like, what? Like, she came to our performance. We performed at the Mall of America, and her, Johnny Gill, Ralph Tresvant, they like all showed up. We were like, oh my God, new additions here. Janet Jackson's here. Like, Ralph took us to the mall. Like, I mean, it was like we were these little teeny bobs, and we were like wishing to God they knew us like as adults, but they were like, oh, come on, girls. And so we were like, fine, we'll never date them, but we'll at least get to hang out with them. So I mean, those guys, I mean, everybody was so great to us, and thankfully Jimmy and Terry, I mean, gosh, they're one of the huge, I always say they discovered me. They were the ones who put me on the path of working professionally. Even when I stopped, there was a lull in my career, and I wasn't working, and Jimmy and his wife like hired me to work for them. They let me stay in their guest house. They were like, whatever we need to do to help you, do you and help you be successful in your career, by all means, tell us. And I mean, I never would ask for anything, but they would always take care of me. They're like family. Their kids are like my kids. Like, it's just crazy, but yeah. So yeah, those are kind of the biggest people who affected my life personally.
That's awesome, because Miss Janet was like one of my own influences too. So I mean, how can you not love her?
Everything,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And like, literally, she's one of the nicest, kindest people, and she remembers people's names. Like, she doesn't have to remember my name, but she'll remember your name if she ever meets you. She's just awesome. Like, and I've had several interactions with her in and out of Crush, and she's always been amazing. So yeah, living legend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still looking
Living
like
legend.
a dang queen.
Oh, total snack. Janet is the truth. She is like, who do you want to be when you grow up? Janet Jackson. I wanted to marry Michael, but I wanted to be Janet.
Yeah.
That was the goal, right?
Absolutely. How could you not?
Mhm.
Okay, so when you were filming Power Rangers, how old were you?
I was 18. I literally had just graduated high school a month or two before I auditioned for the show. And yeah, I was like fresh out of high school. And when I read the breakdown for the show, I had no idea what the show was. I was too busy trying to graduate. But it said teenager with an attitude. And I was like, that's me. Like, I'm a teenager. I got attitude. I'm a teenager. Like, literally, you want to see my SAT scores? Like, I'm enrolled to go to college. I booked Power Rangers and didn't go to college. Don't do that, kids. Go to college. Do both. Do both. Don't be like me.
Now, were there any experiences that you felt were unique and special as you took on the path of a young actor? And is there anything you feel like you missed out on?
What was the last part? Was there anything I felt what?
That you missed out on?
No, I never felt like I missed out on anything. Like, all I ever dreamt of was working in the industry. Like, I realized very young that I didn't care how I got there. I just knew that this was in me and I wanted to be a performer. I didn't care if I was in a studio singing, if I was dancing, if I was, if I was acting in front of a camera. So me being able to act in front of a camera was always like, I was always like, thank you, God. Thank you. Like, for me to be able to work and pay my bills, doing what I love,
Yes.
But there was always moments like I tell you right now, like, God has blessed me with some of the most amazing experiences. Like, even the sitcoms that you guys were naming before, like, I always think about it. Like, I'm like, I literally worked with all the comedy greats. Like, I worked with Kenan Kel. I worked with Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer. I've worked with, Monique. It's like, whose life is this? Like, I don't even consider myself to be funny. Like, I think I'm funny. Like, we're talking, I'm funny, but I'm not like a comedian. So I was always like, how did I do it? How did I get these parts? But what I did, like, I would talk to people and go, what are the best approaches? Because I'm not a comedian. I've never done stand-up, but, I keep getting these opportunities to be on sitcoms. And I really want to not be the girl that is just kind of there. I want to actually roll with them. And I remember someone telling me early on, a casting director, she said, your best attribute is that you have the ability to react to these funny people. So they have the space to be funny, but you have the ability to really react to them authentically. Just react to them. And that's funny. Like, the reaction is equally as funny as the joke, The joke almost doesn't land if you don't react. It's almost like ping pong. So I was always fine to be the reactor. And so I just kept going to auditions and hoping to land it. But I just feel like I've been in like acting class my whole life, especially working with those comedians, because it's like, there's obviously a dance, there's a timing, there's a way you do comedy, and I just felt so blessed to watch and learn from the best,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Yes, I approve. Sassy, sexy, and yes, I approve. I always tell people, make me sassy and make my eyelashes long. Like, those are the things. My eyebrows make my eyebrows thick and my eyelashes long. That's all that matters to me, really, guys. I'm very easy to please. No, but it's beautiful. What great work. Oh my gosh. Thank you, guys. This is
I
so
noticed that in a lot
awesome.
of your photos when I was looking up face reference for you. I was like,
Yes.
her eyelashes are long. She must like that. Like I saw that in a lot of your pictures.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm a makeup. I'm obsessed with that. Like, I don't know how to do, like, a lot of people think I really know how to do makeup. I don't know how to do makeup. I just know how to do this part of my face. That's it. Just like, this is it. It's like the eyebrow, the eyelash, and I just do the eyeliner. That's
You prepped yourself for the pandemic. You were ready for a mask.
I know. You know exactly. I was good. I was like, hey. It was perfect. I was like, if they cover my eyes, like you'll notice I never wear sunglasses because I just feel like I disconnect. Like I always like looking at people and them looking back is like my connection. And I'm a big person who I like to connect. So I never wear sunglasses and I always have on eyelashes.
Mm.
Could be a good thing, could be a curse.
I love it. A good eye is
the eyes is the windows to the soul. So
that's right.
I believe that. I believe that. Oh, I love it.
Now, of course, you mentioned about, you doing a lot of acting work and guest appearances on Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Kenan Kel, and the Parkers, and so much more. Which experience was the most fun for you and why?
You know what? Hanging with Mr. Cooper was the most fun. Like that, I will never forget that experience. They were such because like when you're a guest star on the show, you're the guest. Like you're only there for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, or when you recur on a show, you kind of just come on and you work. But like the main cast is a family. Like they're a well-oiled machine. They have lunch together. They know each other. They usually all get along very, like, they've been doing it. So they know each other and know how each other works. And so it's a little intimidating when you go and you guest star on a show because you're the new kid, and you don't know how things work. And you're just trying to, for me, I'm like, okay, I just don't want to mess up. But they were so loving, giving, like, I just remember they like Mark Curry, all of them came around and hugged every single person, everyone, and was like, have a great show. God bless you. Have a great show. We prayed together. I mean, it was just this whole experience. And not that the other experiences weren't. It's just different shows work differently. And coming off of Power Rangers, we were very close and we would like, I always wanted to make it comfortable for people who guest starred on our show because I can only imagine like if you don't know anybody and we all know each other, it's kind of weird. So for me, that was probably the one show where I was so hurt that I died in the episode because I know for a fact if I wouldn't have died in that episode, they would have had me back. Like I would have been like a recurring character. I would have forced my way into series regular. Like I was begging them. I was like, guys, like, come on, you watch soaps. 2 years, I can come back. I'll like change my hair. I'll take the braids. I think I have braids.
In a dream and everything.
I was like, I can take the braids out. Yeah. I was like, I look different without my braids. Like I'm telling you, I could like you take my makeup off. I look 12. Like I was begging them, and they were like, death is one thing we can't come back from.
But she could have a twin.
Yeah, right? I could have been the twin. Like, oh my gosh, it would have been great. But I couldn't talk them into it. But Holly Robinson, Mark Curry, I mean, all of them, they were amazing. And it's funny because I later got to know Holly because she's really good friends with Jimmy Jam and Jimmy and Lisa, their family. And so she's equally as amazing. And I mean, it was just like, God, I just pray blessings over those people because they were so good to me. They didn't know it either. Like it was just one of those things that you didn't have to be good to me, but you were just because you're good people,
This comes naturally.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love your energy for the business.
Yeah.
Like over the top energy. That's what you like.
When you see her in person, it's just like this. You just want to put her in your pocket.
Like I can't wait to give you a hug.
I know. We were on that last podcast together. I saw Shauna. Like I went out one night that I think it was Saturday, and I went to go grab food at one of the food trucks, and she came up to me and she was like, "Hi," and I was like, "Hi!" Like we were hugging. We talked for like 5 minutes, and then that was it. But it was like I got to see her. I didn't get to see you guys, but I got to see her, and I was just like, oh man, I wish we could. I love connecting with people, and I just love talking to people. And I don't know, it's just my goal in life to, like, you never know what people are going through, but if you just take the second to connect with them, you could be that person who changes everything in that moment for them, you know, because I know, like, even as happy as I am, I've dealt with anxiety, depression. I've dealt with all of it. You know, I've been there. So I just know, like, when I was in those dark places, someone came and gave me a bit of something, a bit of energy, and it just changed things for me. And I snapped out of it. And so I just want, like, I know when I meet thousands of people every weekend, but I just want, every time I meet someone, I hope and pray that every person I meet, I can at least just connect with them, even if it's for a second, because I just know, like, life is freaking hard, you know, and if we're at Comic-Con, let's forget about that and let's just smile and laugh for this 1 second. And usually when they come to me, they become 7 years old again. Like, they are straight up Power Ranger fans. They can be like 6'5", big dude, and he's like, oh, like, it's like they lose it. And so I have to just be like, what's up? Like, so we're just out of control and off the chain. And then when I leave the con, I literally, like, collapse.
Right.
Every night. Like, I never go out. I know, because I'm, like, tired. I just, like, collapse.
I totally understand that for sure.
Yes.
Now, you've been, obviously you've been in the entertainment industry for a really long time. How do you view, like, has the landscape changed since you were the Yellow Power Ranger? Like, what level of progress has been made, and how do you feel about what the current landscape and the future looks like for up and coming actors?
You know what? I believe that it has changed to a certain extent, obviously. The thing that I think we were always fighting for, like, we've always just fought for a place. Like, can we even be considered for the job, you know? Yeah. And so I do believe, like, back when I was on the show, like, you could go and look at TV and, like, you could count how many parts we had, because that's all that was out there, you know? So now, obviously, we've got more representation in front of the camera, but that's not enough. Like, what we need is representation in those writers' rooms. We need it behind the camera. We need the producers. We need the network executives, because the only way it's ever really going to change is if the decision makers are different, you know, and it's not just the old guard, the old school. And I think they know that. I mean, think about it. I mean, you think about, I don't know, I always feel like I'm always torn, because I go, think about all these new good shows we have, but then in that same breath, you have, like, a show like Lovecraft Country, who can't get a season 2.
Yes.
Like, it was probably one of the biggest shows that HBO had in 2020, but they can't get a season 2. Like, I'm blown away by that. And so, but again, we would have never had a Lovecraft Country in 1995 when I was on Power Rangers. Like, it just wasn't, we could not be that loud, you know, and maybe that's the reason. I don't know. You have to wonder. But I do believe it's different. I do believe with streaming, I believe with the ability to create and produce your own things and put them out on YouTube and all these other ways of putting things out. We can't be denied. You know, it's almost like, and at the end of the day, I always feel like they are a business and they are all about money. So if you're all about money, put your money where you know it's making money. Yes. Like, why there hasn't been a Girls Trip 2, I have no idea. why there isn't a Lovecraft Country 2, I have no idea. Why we've had to wait to get Best Man, you know, a third. You know, we're going to get a series, but why we had to wait all this time for a show like that, I have no idea. But I'm thankful that we are getting them. And there are huge producers and huge movers and shakers in the business now that are able to make that happen.
Yes. That's great. Now, Legend Storm TV from our Twitch channel is asking, Karen, what was it like to work with David Fielding on The Order?
Oh my gosh, it's great. We're still working on it. Like, The Order, we originally created it. We wanted to do a film, and it obviously, the fans, we just realized it's bigger than just a one-off film. And so we are currently pitching it to different networks, to different production companies. Like, anybody know someone at Spring Hill, LeBron James, Matt, y'all get in touch with me. Like, we've been trying to get in with them. We're trying to get in with anyone, honestly, who has the ability we can pitch to and has the ability to make a decision so that we can get into these bigger meetings. We've had some success, but we don't have a TV deal, so we're still working hard. But it's amazing. David and I, it's so weird. We were talking one day and I was just kind of telling him my idea of like, everyone wants the Power Ranger cast to get back together and they want us to go back to the show, and they, I get it. It was great. But the people who do Power Rangers now, they're not very like nostalgic, anytime they bring someone back, it's like they kind of come back and you see them for like 2 seconds and then it's all about new. And I get that they're producing a new show and they're doing their thing, but they kind of still want the band to get back together. And I always thought, well, yeah, we could get back together. We could possibly even be back on Power Rangers one day, but why don't we do something else? Like, I feel like we are too talented to just be that one note. There's so many other notes that we have to offer. And so David and I created the Order, which is about this elite group of vigilante assassins. We're the furthest from Power Rangers. It's violent. It's got hard action. They're superheroes in a different way. But it's just really, really cool. But and so hopefully we'll get an opportunity for that to see the light of day. But we have a whole TV series. Like literally, we've been in meetings with major networks, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is great! This is great! Wow, ooh, ah!" And I mean, we've wowed them, but still no deal. So if you or anybody else knows somebody, get in touch with me or just pray for us, because that's even stronger than all of that. Okay, we will get in front of the people we need to. And that's one of the hard things about being a producer. It's like you really got to go, okay, God's time. Keep pushing forward. Like a month ago, I was ready to walk away, and I was like, God, take Jesus, take the wheel. It's all yours, because I can't do it no more. But now I'm excited again, and hopefully we'll have some more meetings soon.
Okay. Awesome.
Absolutely. Never give up.
Exactly. Never give up.
This thing is like the one thing that I feel like I'm like, the Order may break me, but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let it.
It sounds dope. So, I mean, get with the program networks, get with the program.
Oh, exactly. It's so dope. It's Netflix. Like, yeah, it's literally like, it's got a touch of sci-fi. It's a little bit in the future. It's hard action, like John Wick. I always say, think of John Wick, think of, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's a really, really cool show, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay. All right. Anybody who knows anybody, Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Yes. Hulu, Facebook. I put it out on Facebook. If they're paying, if they're giving budgets, we will make it work.
Exactly.
It might be a Facebook original series.
Hey, if they're gonna pay for it, make it happen. That's what
I just need a budget. That's it. Literally, we've got director of photography, we've got producers, I've got a writer's room. Like the pandemic, honestly, was the break I needed that I didn't know I need. But in that time, I just kept saying, like, I'm not gonna leave this. Like, I'd never been off in a year, guys. I've never had where I couldn't go to work. I had to stay home. So I said, in that time, I've got to do something. I'm not going to leave this pandemic empty-handed. And so what I did was I revamped our whole Bible, our television Bible for this show. I assembled my own writer's room. We rewrote the pilot. I mean, it's like, I blew my own mind with the things that we were able to do in that time. And so now it's just a matter of getting that in front of the right people.
Yes. Oh. We're going to put that out in the universe. It's going to happen.
Yes.
In the next year or two, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think Mr. Robot meets John Wick.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
USA.
That's the Order. USA, come on. Any of y'all. Netflix. Somebody's got a cousin that works there.
Netflix can do it because, right? Netflix
You'll be surprised. It's always somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah.
That's literally how deals are made. Somebody who knows somebody.
Exactly. So everybody in the audience, if you like with that, or you got someone, as you see in the banner, there's Karen's how to connect with her on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
So if you end up getting that hook, just send a message. Connect.
Yes.
It's all about connecting. This show's all about connecting folks. So
that's right.
I love it.
Yeah. So of course we gotta definitely connect the audience on a whole nother level with you.
Yes.
Let's talk about RangerStop and Pop. Your upcoming convention in Atlanta, Georgia.
Dana, what was I thinking? Why did I say, guys, let's do a convention. Let's do our own convention. Like, I was like, whose bright idea was this? And Nikia and Mikey, my partners, they were like, you?
So that's how it originated.
Well, yeah, we were on the subway in New York City, leaving New York Comic Con. And I was like, guys, we need to do our own Comic Con. Like, it's crazy. I do 25, 30 shows a year. Oh my God. Yes, Lord. Get that eyebrow. Okay. Sorry, I digress. We were doing, I was like, we do 25, 30 shows a year. Why aren't we doing our own show? Like, why don't we own it? Why don't we have equity in this? Like, and not that the shows that we do, trust me, they are amazing. I've been blessed to travel the world and do shows. But it's one of those things that's in me. Like I wanted to write my own script. I wanted to write my own show. It's just how I think. And so we decided to do RangerStop and Pop. And the reason it's called RangerStop and Pop, obviously we have Power Rangers. I'm a Power Ranger. I know a lot of Power Rangers. We're going to invite, there's always going to be the opportunity to have Power Rangers come to the show. But we wanted it to also be a pop show so that we could have anime, pop culture guests. Last year we had Kel Mitchell. We had Veronica Taylor, who's the voice of Pokemon. We've had a lot of really cool people. But this year we've got Chris Sabat, who's, the voice of Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. He's also All Might on My Hero Academia. We've got so many cool anime voice actors coming. It's crazy. We've got Johnny Young Bosch, who you guys know, he is like king of voice over, but is also the Black Ranger that was on my season. We've got a ton of Mighty Morphin, and we have the cast of Time Force. So it's going to be so much fun. And we've got you guys. You guys are going to be there also.
Yes.
It's in Atlanta, Georgia at the Westin Buckhead, August 27th through the 29th. And if you're watching, I would go buy my ticket before Sunday because we actually have a deal. Buy one, get one free on weekend passes. So you and your best friend pay for one weekend pass and you both get to go for the price of one. It's the only deal. It's the only special we're having, and the show's in 5 weeks. So we just decided to do one last push because fans were kind of like, you didn't do any specials this year. And we were like, okay, we'll do one. So here we are.
And of course, we're also going to mention that if you are watching this on the replay and you happen to miss the deal, if you put in promo code Dana, DANA, in there, you get a discount code at checkout. So promo code Dana, DANA, all lowercase. You can also get a discount code.
Yes.
So, of course, you mentioned about the, we got the anime guests, we got the Power Rangers. What can fans expect to see and experience at the con this year? Since we've been without the cons for almost 2 years.
I know.
And some people, this may be their first time experiencing RangerStop and Pop. What can they experience and see?
Well, it's a family-friendly show, first of all. So every event that we have, whether you're an adult, whether you're an adult or you're a child, you can come to the event. But you're going to experience some amazing vendors. We've got an amazing artist alley. We have got some of the best people have signed up to do the show as far as vendors and artists. And it's just going to be fun. We don't do anything the way, like I said, we do a lot of Comic-Cons. We do anywhere from 25 to 30 shows a year. So every weekend I'm probably at a Comic-Con. And honestly, we'll do panels and every panel is the same thing. So we said, nope. We're not doing normal panels. Our panels were actually playing games. Like I think last year we did the Newlywed Game. And the things you learned about us in that hour, like we laughed. The audience was laughing. People were just hysterical. And our whole mission is for you to smile from Friday night until Sunday night, and then just be Comic-Con wasted when you go home. So plan to take Monday off because That is what we plan to do. We plan to get you Comic-Con wasted. And I mean, it's in Atlanta. I know you guys know how to party. We got all kinds of stuff. It's going to be parties. We're going to have cash bars. I mean, it's like you can be an adult or you can be a kid. But one thing I love about the show is that at night we do party, but we allow the kids to be in there until certain time. So, it's almost like a lot of times you don't have a babysitter, but you got to bring the kids. So the kids and the adults, we're all just like, everybody's dancing together. But yeah, it's going to be great.
Okay, now you have to fill this in because I heard from some little birdies about the Power Rangers After Dark. Fill us in about Power Rangers After Dark at RangerStop Park, and then something about some musical cheers too.
Yeah, Dana. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's this panel that started. I don't know who started this panel. Whoever it was, they need a belt. I need a belt. I need to get a belt because it's called Power Rangers After Dark. And the reason is, again, there's always the same 10 questions at every panel. And so, oh my God, that picture looks so great. Okay, anyways. So what you do at Power Rangers After Dark is you cannot have your phone, you cannot record, you cannot take pictures. Like they literally will kick you out of the panel. But it's a group of us will go. I don't know if I'm doing it yet, but there'll be a group of us doing it. And it's basically, they ask all the questions you can't ask in front of kids. You got to be 18 or over. It's very raunchy and very racy. And you realize that these boys are not teenagers with attitude anymore. These some grown men. So if you ain't ready for a grown ass experience, don't go to Power Rangers After Dark. Come to the Friday night game night. Because then you can play musical chairs and lose your life. Yeah. But I mean, we, again, like everything we do it different. We do a game night, which actually has just moved to Saturday night. But the game night, oh my gosh, Nakia hosts the game night, and it's literally like she had this musical chairs, and it was a $50 gift card up for grabs. Guys, you would have thought it was a deal with Beyonce to be her best friend, because these people were trying to kill each other, and they were not like they were trying to kill children. Like I was like, just to win this gift card. So yeah, it's so much fun. It's so crazy. I host the VIP dinner. So if you take that option and you actually buy the VIP pass, it's an investment. But if you do, you actually get to have dinner with all of the Rangers, all of the voice actors, and it's a 2-hour experience of games and trivia and fun, and it's just a more intimate experience, along with, obviously you get to skip the lines, you get to sit, have prime seating at all the panels, you get to be, if you have a photo op, you don't have to wait in line for that, you get to be the first. So, and you get a major swag bag when you're a VIP. So, nice. It's just what you want. But I mean, we literally have tickets from $20 up to $300. Whatever you want to do, you can make your experience yours.
Exactly.
Oh, who can draw a whole picture in like, how long have we been on? 30 minutes. I can't even draw a circle in 30 minutes. Let me just say that I can't even put this eyebrow on in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we definitely wanted to surprise you with that. And we had Michael up, and he was just
yes.
Like, okay.
Well, actually, I can put these eyebrows on in like 2.5 seconds, but that's all I can do fast. That's the extent of my artistry. Wow, Michael, this is dope, man. I like that I'm so skinny, like muscly. I'm gonna go eat some chicken breast and salad. Maybe I could be that again one day. Y'all, I'm a nut.
Battle tested.
Yes.
We bring him on all the time. Hey, Mike, we bring in somebody special on. You want to come on and draw? He's like, what?
Yeah.
When we told him the yellow Power Ranger, he was like, what? Say word?
That's crazy. You're mad talented, man. This is dope.
Thank you.
Last time we brought him on is when he was drawing Perry Young from the Warrior.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
and see, he got the hoops. Yes.
It was super funny because I saw Moana post it like 5 minutes after she posted it. I was like, OMFG. And then Moana slid in my inbox like, hey, you want to draw? I was like, what? I was
Yes, not
I was gonna ask,
OMFG.
but I wanted to stay in my lane, but yeah.
Yes. Oh man, it's so dope. I'm telling you, like, seriously, I can write a script. I can create a character. I can, like, my mind works in that way. I can make 1,000 people walk in a straight line when you produce a film. That's kind of basically what you're doing. But I could not draw anything to save my life. Like, I'm good at Pictionary, but the pictures aren't good. I'm just good at, like, keeping it basic.
Yeah, we were waiting. It was like, I was telling one, I was like, okay, I can't have her name in the credits so people will know, because they're going to be asking, okay, we see Karan Ashley in the credits. When is it going to happen? So we're like, okay, I got to wait until like the week before. And then we'll like start telling folks, and then they can be ready to know that she's going to be on the show.
I love it. I love it. This is so dope. Thank you. I've enjoyed what you guys know. I can talk for 10 hours. just ask me a question and I'll handle it. I'll take it from there. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, but so far it's worked for me.
Yes, absolutely. So outside of, of course, we're going to be there for Ranger Stop and Pop next month. And we're really excited. And thank you for inviting us to come and be a part of your wonderful event.
Of course.
But outside of the convention, what other projects do you have brewing, and what are you excited to be doing?
Yeah, you know what? It's right now, because of COVID, it's Comic-Cons and meetings for the order. That is my life. And air flight, plane rides. Like, literally, it's so weird because obviously all the shows were canceled. When I remember we were at a show and we were talking about, oh, you hear about this COVID thing and whatever. And literally that next week, by that Thursday night, they called us. We were supposed to fly out Friday morning, and they called us like at 9:00 at night and said, the show's canceled because of COVID. And we were like, what? It's canceled? And they were like, yeah, can't get together. And by that next day, 10 shows had canceled. So now it's like all the shows are being rescheduled, and it's all like back to back. Like, I'm literally I'm literally gone every weekend in August. You can ask Dana. Dana's been like, we need you on the show. We need you show. And I was like, Dana, I just don't know when. I don't know how. This is my only weekend off. Yeah. I was like, no, let's do it this week because that's it. Like, literally, I'm literally at, I go to San Antonio this next weekend. Then I go to Atlanta for Atlanta Comic-Con, which we're going to promote our show, but also, to just kind of touch base with everybody in Atlanta before our show. Then I go to MegaCon in Orlando.
Oh, nice.
Then I go back to AwesomeCon, which is in DC. I go back to DC. I literally fly home Sunday and I'm out Monday morning back to Atlanta to get ready for RangerStop and Pop. So it's like, it's just crazy. And I usually have 3 days home, and lately I've only had a couple of days home. So, but it's okay. We know it's just, you never know when this Comic-Con thing will end. And we just want to, if the opportunity's there, let's do it. But yeah, it's crazy. I wish I had other things to do outside of that.
Well, awesome, a lot of people wish for that life.
Yeah. Amen. No complaining here.
Exactly. Well, as everybody's seeing, I've been putting it, you see it in your comment that just go to RangerStopAtlanta.com. The BOGO deal for weekend pass only, weekend passes only. You can get the buy one, get one free. So you can pick up tickets for you and your family, you and your friends. Tap into your inner fangirl, fanboy while you're there. For our old school artists, like she was mentioned Chris, that is going to be there. A lot of the old school heads, you may know him as Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho also. So if you're old school head, Yes, he is another master of voices. So if you're a Yu Yu Hakusho fan, definitely stop on by, especially if you're a Cool Bar girl. Definitely go and check him out, especially our people who are fans of All Might from My Hero Academia. Of course, as Karen was saying, with Johnny Young Bosch, he has voiced everything from Bleach, Transformers, and
Yeah.
much, much more.
I mean,
So
he's what is he? He's Broly now in the new Dragon Ball, and
mhm.
he's been Ichigo. I mean, he's just done it
Yes.
all, and then he's been the Black Ranger. Also, you were mentioning put the code Dana. They can still use your code Dana, and
Mhm.
even with the buy one get one free, they could still get an additional 10% off their ticket if they use code Dana. So
Oh, nice.
Oh, so y'all
get
hear
all
that?
yeah. We didn't turn any of the codes off. We
Discount
were
on
like.
discount on discount.
Yeah, we just are like, because honestly, this is year 2. We want people to be there. We want to pack the house. We want our vendors to do well. We want our artists to do well. We've got a star-studded lineup. Like I said, we've got, everyone. It's kind of the theme this year is Power Rangers, My Hero Academia, and Dragon Ball Z. And so
Yes.
we've got Leah Clark, we have Elizabeth Maxwell, we have Jason Liebert, we have Johnny Young Bosch, and we have Chris Sabat, who are anime superstars. It's crazy. And then we've got like 15 Power Rangers. Like
Yes.
it's ridiculous. We're actually doing like 2 surprise we have 2 guest announcements tomorrow, so we're actually still adding some guests to the show that actually surprised us, but we're happy they're coming. So tune in at RangerStop and Pop on Instagram, and you'll get to see who these new guests are.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can still use code Dana. So
Yes.
get your buy one, get one, use code Dana, get an additional 10% off. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. For those that are watching, it's not Cool Bar, but I got a little UU behind me. There
Yes.
it is. Right behind me. I got Karama and Yoko from Yu Yu Hakusho. This is done by an amazing artist that did that all by wood, etched it and did all and painted it and everything. So
I love
have that
it.
right back there.
I need
So,
to learn like more about anime. It's so hilarious. Like I know all the characters because obviously I'm at a show with we're at shows together all year round, and I know them. I know what they do. I can recognize their characters with the cosplayers who dress up like them, but I've never really watched anime, so I need to like get up on my game.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my life.
Probably could school you, be like,
Oh,
okay, these
right?
are all the things I've been in, so you can watch all that. And then Chris is gonna be like, okay, here's all my stuff.
Yeah, it's too much with those two. Like I'll be like, I'll spend the rest of my life watching anime if I watch everything they've done.
You get entertained every time you're flying. You could be watching it on the plane.
Exactly. No, like seriously, there are times I won't watch movies because I know I'm going to take this flight from, LA to, wherever. But anytime you leave from LA, we got to cross the whole country to get anywhere. So it's like, I always save all my movies for the flight. Like I'm watching movie after movie. That's my thing. I love it.
Yes, Mike is killing it as always.
Killing it. Dang, Mike. I want to be like Mike. Shit. Excuse my Spanish, but dang, Mike.
I appreciate it.
I love it. Oh, wow.
But yeah, so everyone definitely take advantage of not only the BOGO deal, but definitely use that promo code Dana at checkout so you get the additional 10% off. That way you can get, like you said, get your friends come out. It's going to be in Atlanta at the end of August.
Yes.
So that weekend. So come on, check it out. There are still sleeping rooms available in the room block. You can find it at RangerStop and Pop on their website. Definitely look in the comment section. Once again, definitely take advantage of that. That way you have a chance to see Karen in person and everything. Now, of course, Karen, a lot of people will ask, because we are still in the alternate dimension of the paranormal.
We're in the blip
and everything. We're in the Matrix right now.
Yeah,
it's going off in the back right behind me.
Yes.
How how are y'all handling with having the convention as everybody's starting to come back of, making it safe for
Right.
everybody to attend so people can feel comfortable about getting their tickets and coming out?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, in Georgia, the rules are, you obviously have to abide by the rules of the state. There aren't a lot of rules in Georgia right now, but we are wanting to make sure, whether there are rules or no rules, we want to make sure that people are safe and that we're doing everything we can to host a safe show and not a super spreader kind of show. So we're going to have to be masked in the main ballroom. It is what it is. You are going to be able to go out, into the pre-function area and into other parts of the hotel and be able to take it off. So you're not going to, have to wear it in the hotel the entire time, but you're going to have to do it that way. And depending on this Delta variant, I mean, we don't know. We're just playing it by ear and we just got to wait to see what happens. But we do have the option, because a lot of the actors have asked that, can they do socially distanced photo ops, and we're going to set it up so that it's comfortable for everybody. And if someone feels a little nervous about it, that you might go up to the table and see a sign as to how they want it handled. But we're going to do everything we can so that we can have a safe event. And we know a lot of kids come to our event and a lot of kids aren't able to get vaccinated. So if no other reason, that's why we're kind of like, we got to do the mask inside the main ballroom, because we don't want to put kids in danger, and we're not telling people, you got to be vaccinated or anything like that. That's your business. That is, decision you got to make for yourself. But we as owners of a show have to hold a responsible show so that we aren't putting anyone in danger. So the main ballroom, you will be masked, but you are going to be able to go out in the pre-function and get a breather. And how the Westin's set up. It's a huge hotel. There are several different floors and there's several different ways of being able to move around. So we've pretty much got the whole place to ourselves. So we'll just make it as good as we can, and you might go up to some tables and there might be double tables, we're just going to set it up and have as much fun as we can. But obviously we're going to continue to watch what the CDC and what Georgia State has as far as rules and mass gathering. So
very good. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Now, of course, we're getting close to the end of the hour. And of course, with the Moana Nui podcast, as everybody who are currently watches, and you see in the banner below, we always do at the end of the show, we do a special giveaway at the end of the show based on with you engaging and commenting. Well, this show, we're doing something a little different on our prize package, because we just talked about RangerStop and Pop. Well, our giveaway is the winner of tonight's drawing from today's show will get a chance to get a pair of tickets to RangerStop and Pop to go yourself for that weekend. So, Moana, can you pull up the giveaway?
Yes, I can.
So we can see who will be our lucky winners. So anyone who's commented, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, or on Facebook, you will have a chance to be in the drawing because you are commenting and interacting with us during the podcast. So let us see who our lucky winner is.
Ooh, big money, big money, big money.
And hopefully it won't be us.
I know.
Right.
DJ.
Dwayne, yes, congratulations. So please message us at the Moana Nui Podcast, our Facebook, on Facebook. Message us there with your contact information and mailing address so we can get you your tickets to attend RangerStop and Pop in Atlanta. So we look forward to seeing you there. And if you already have your tickets, gift them to someone that you love and care about so they have a chance to be at that. Yes, you won, sir. You won.
He's like, I won. I know. I never win anything either, Dwayne. It's like, go buy a lotto ticket right now. You're going to RangerStop and Pop, and you are going to you need to win the lottery.
Exactly.
That's right.
If you don't usually win, definitely do
finance the order. It always comes back to some shit I want to do.
Hey, me and Moana was talking about it earlier. Like, I just need some winning lottery numbers. It's going to happen. I'm going to have a whole indie company.
I know. God knew if he made me
wants to give them away to someone in Atlanta. Okay.
Yay.
Okay, do you know someone in Atlanta, or you want us to pull someone that is watching right now to get a chance to win? Because we can't pull again to see who could be the lucky winner. Because I know we do have some people from Atlanta watching right now, and even if you aren't in Atlanta, if you want to come down to RangerStop and pop from out of town, like I said, there's sleeping rooms at the Westin still available. You can book your room. You have your free tickets and just come on. Okay, he said go ahead and pull someone else. So
okay. Thank you, Dwayne. That's so nice of you. Dwayne's a giver.
Yeah, he's in Hawaii, so.
Is he? Oh! We're moving RangerStop and Pop to Hawaii. Just better location. You win, Moana.
I'm already coming. We got to draw again.
What is happening?
Okay, let's see. Legend Storm is in Georgia, so hopefully we can get him. Let's see who else is in Georgia. We got Mari Anderson's in Georgia. We got
big money, no whammies, no whammies.
Hey, Tori.
Does Tori live in Atlanta?
To be able to attend.
Tori's here in the DC area, so hopefully maybe she could come down with me. Tori, I'm going.
Yeah, Tori. Catch a ride. Come on now. It's a party. If you guys come, I'll take those tickets. Yeah. Okay. RangerStop and Pop 3 will be in Hawaii.
Exactly.
We're location scouting as we speak. Dwayne, our location manager, is looking.
Exactly. You let Moana know. We let our family know that's out there. We help. Yeah, let's get that coordinated. We get the family all involved.
Right? Yeah. I love it.
Tori, come on, girls trip. Let's go.
Girls trip.
That's the girls trip.
I know.
Right there.
Yes, girls trip. There you go. There you go. The girls trip we've been waiting for. You guys are gonna do it.
Well, Tori, let us know if you're able to come. If not, if you know someone who is going to be in Atlanta, definitely give them to her if you can't go, because I see you mentioning that may be the weekend of your cousin's wedding. Hopefully it's not, so you can't be able to go.
Wedding schmedding. You've been to a wedding before. No, I'm just joking.
You'll be able to go and hug Karan Ashley.
I'm completely joking. I'll throw in an autograph.
Right there. Right. Yes,
Ditch your cousin. Come hang out with us. No, I'm just joking. Family first. Family
it's
first.
The weekend of August 27th. So it starts on the 27th, that Friday, go all the way into Sunday the 29th.
Yes. Yes. Great job. Look at this picture.
Yes.
Dang it.
And he did that all in an hour for you.
Crazy.
Once again, laid the smack down.
Yes. Like, if you didn't know, you need to, all of us, we need to raise our game.
Yeah.
Like, what can you do in an hour? I got to figure out something I can do that's that dope in an hour.
Yeah, I think this could be something for your VIPs at the con.
Girl. Yes. Oh. Yes. See, you over here. That's that entrepreneurial spirit that I like.
That's what I'm saying. Put that Moana Nui logo on there, the Chat and Draw logo. Yes. The Ranger Pop and Stop logo.
Have all three on there, and then anybody who's VIP get that and get it autographed by Karan Ashley.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. I love it. You guys are so awesome.
Tori will be able to make it because that is the weekend of her wedding. That her cousin's wedding. Do you want to try to do the drawing one more time, Moana? Hopefully we get someone in Atlanta.
Four times the charm.
Exactly.
That's right.
At this point, y'all should just inbox who wants these tickets. Who's in the area?
Because I do see some people in Atlanta that's commented they are in Atlanta. So
Yes.
we just need to let it land on one of them. Let it land on one of them.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's try it one more time and let's
All right,
see
come
what
on.
happens. Come on.
Come on, lucky. Okay, Opie Princess says me. She was our guest earlier at 7:00.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I did it, but I forgot to share the screen. But I do have a winner. Let's see.
Okay.
Legend
Storm TV. Yes, you are our winner.
Yes.
Okay, so please message us either on Facebook, Twitch, or on Facebook or Twitch, or you can email us at Moana Nui Podcast at gmail.com. And then that way we can get a mailing address to get your tickets to you. So yes, so you can come and enjoy RangerStop and Pop with Karan Ashley. You got Johnny Young Bosch. You got a whole lineup of people to see and a lot of fun activities to do. So yes,
so much.
We're so very excited. So congratulations. We're glad someone get it. And then for those that we mentioned before, take advantage of that BOGO deal until this Sunday. This Sunday, that is the only time you're going to get this deal. And you can use promo code Dana, DANA, all lowercase, in the promo code box to get additional 10% off to take advantage of that deal. If you want to get a chance, you want to get that VIP experience, still use that promo code Dana and go ahead and book that VIP pass so you can have that VIP dinner with Karen and all the guests.
Yes.
I know, right, J-Man?
Yeah,
yes.
we did have that one night that it kept pulling our name. It kept pulling me and Moana's name the whole entire time. It was like
love it.
Times. It was just like, okay. Stop pulling us.
That looks really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get that over to you, Karen. And then yes, let's definitely get that for your VIPs and make that an extra bonus for being a VIP. They get a
I would love it. Boy. No, I can definitely. Oh my gosh, that's so dope. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love it. I love it.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We like to thank our special guest, Karan Ashley, the Yellow Power Ranger, the co-founder of the RangerStop and Pop, which will be in Atlanta August 27th through the 29th. So get your tickets, BOGO until Sunday, and use promo code Dana for additional 10% off.
Yes. Yay. And obviously, thank you to our sponsor, Chat and Draw, for being with us live tonight. It is always a pleasure to have your bonus special juices on this show.
Yes.
I love coming on the show. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here with you. It was awesome drawing you. I will get this over to Moana and them so they can get it out to you.
God bless you, brother. For real. I'm blown away by you. I love you.
He has an amazing show. If anybody doesn't follow it, it's Chat and Draw. He streams live. You get to see him as he's interviewing people. He is drawing them, and definitely checking out. He's on Facebook, he's on YouTube, he's on Twitch also. So definitely follow him and definitely see his upcoming guests and see what magic that he puts up on the screen as he's drawing his guests.
I love it.
They good at these intros and outros, man.
I need this every day of my life. Can I be this fabulous every day? Yes, and Dana was like, I was like, yes. She got the Holy Spirit in the middle of it. I was like, yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah. We need the flower, the flower ladies and men that's just like releasing petals as you're walking through the convention and everything.
Yes. No, because somebody's got to clean that up. I don't want that. Oh gosh, ladies, it's been so amazing. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being a part of the show, and thank you again, Mike, from Chat and Jaw, for being our special guest to surprise Karan Ashley with that awesomeness that you just bestowed upon the screen for everybody to see. So Yeah. So as you're here, we're gonna add that. If you get that VIP package, you can get that. You can get that exclusive.
Yes. Y'all know when Nakia comes on the show, she's gonna be like, "Where's my droid?"
Right? Yes.
Well, we have to surprise us.
Be like, "Girl, it's just for me, girl. It's just for me." No, I'm just joking.
And then let her get surprised. Let her think it be in all her feelings, and then she blowing up.
Yeah, she'll be like, all
Dana, why you do me like that, Dana? And I'm like, I knew Karen first. I knew her first.
Right. Care Bears only, Nakia.
Exactly. Well, everyone, thank you again. Definitely follow Karan Ashley on Instagram and Facebook, along with RangerStop and Pop on Facebook and Instagram, along with our sponsor, Chat and Draw. Follow them also. And we thank everybody for joining us tonight. And everyone, have a great evening, and we will see you on this Saturday. We're doing a very special episode with Alyssa A. Lewis, the Emmy Award-winning animator for the TV series Archer. She will be on our show on this Saturday. We'll be talking to her and learning more about her being an animator, especially being a Black woman as an animator and being an Emmy Award winner. And also for those who want to get into drawing and animating, what tidbits that she can give you to get on that road and learn more about it. So definitely tune in on this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern to tune in to hear about her story and learn more about Alyssa A. Lewis. And everyone, thank you so much for joining us, and have a lovely evening. Aloha, everyone.
Aloha, Mai.
Bye.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand,
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if we put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. Network out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.